Hello students, in this video let us learn our 8th unit, the town by the sea. So have you heard of the word tsunami? So once we were all not known about the word tsunami, but after 2004 we all are very familiar with this word because India was also under the effect of tsunami. Okay, so this chapter it is about that incident. Okay, so we'll see what is given in the lesson. On December 25, 2004, the director was in Port Blair. He was on his way to New Delhi. Since he was traveling for official reasons, he had left his family in Malacca. So it is about the director of some project. Okay, he is a person who is a director of some project or scientific research, something. He was like in that field. Okay, so he was on an official travel to Delhi. Okay, so he was in Port Blair. So where is Port Blair? It is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, so it's capital of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So he was there to board a flight to Delhi. So he left his family in Malacca. So that is another one island. Okay, you all know Andaman and Nicobar Islands. It's small islands together. It will be there. So the family was staying in Malacca. He spent the night in Haddu Circuit House, which stands close to the water. On the morning of 26th, he was woken by the shaking of his bed. He found the floor heaving and started running out of the building. Then his mobile phone rang. He saw that his wife was calling from Malacca, Car Nicobar. He cut off the call and decided to call back later. Okay, so where he was staying in a Haddu Circuit House. Okay, so in that place he was staying in the night, and in the morning itself he felt like the bed was shaking. Okay, so it's just by the effect of earthquake. Okay, so and he found the floor heaving and started running out of the building. So when it's a natural, no, so whenever we feel like a earthquake, we should first go out of the building. So that time when he was running, his mobile phone was ringing, and it was his wife. Okay, she was staying in another place, no, Malacca. So from there she was calling, but in that running, so in that time he can't pick the call, no, so he cut the call and decided to call back later. Okay, when the ground was still, he hit the call button, but there was no answer, and he wondered if the network was down. Then he observed a strange phenomenon. The water in the harbor had begun to rise very rapidly, and the anchored ships seemed to be swirling. He ran to the higher ground with others. Then it occurred to the director that Nicobar Islands are low-lying islands, and some, like Car Nicobar Islands, stand no more than a few meters above the sea level at their highest point. This made him anxious. So after he came out of the building, he just called back to his wife. Okay, there was no answer. She was not answering, and he was wondering if the network is down. Okay, then he observed the strange phenomenon, the strange happening. So what it was the water in the harbor had begun to rise very rapidly. So the huge waves started to come in the harbor, and the ships that were anchored. So you would have seen in the harbor means it will be the ships where it will be staying. Okay, so it will be anchored. So it will be made static in the harbor. So that ships, they started to swill. So swill means move in a twisting manner. So like that, the ships, huge ships, how it will simply twist? It's because of the huge waves. So he ran to the higher grounds with others. So he want to run to a safer place. So which is higher place, to there they have to go to safeguard them, because a huge waves were approaching them. Then he understood. So the Car Nicobar Island, which is very low lying area. Why? Because it is very close to the sea level. Okay. So the sea level you would have heard, no? So some land will be very close to the sea level itself, and some will be like hill station and all, it will be very higher than the sea level. Okay. So the hill stations and all will be very high, and the normal plain will be very much equal to that of the sea level. Okay, so this place, it's very low lying area. So if the water rises, immediately the Car Nicobar will immerse. So he understood that. So this made him anxious. So he was very much feared and worried about his family. The director knew that a government office in Car Nicobar had satellite phone. He dialed the number again and again. When he got through, he received the news that Malacca had been badly hit and there were some survivors, but as for his family, there was no news. So he knew that there is a government office in Car Nicobar and they will be having the satellite phone. So it don't need the normal towers. So he want to call through that phone. So he dialed the number again and again. So he got the news that Malacca was very badly hit by tsunami. Okay, and there were only few survivors. Okay, so those who are alive means they are called survivors. So it's very few in number, and about his family he was not getting any news. Okay, the director kept calling, and in the afternoon he learned that his 13-year-old son had been found clinging to the rafters of a church. He spoke to his son directly later that night and learned that the family had been in the bedroom when the earthquake started. A terrifying sound from the direction of the sea had driven them into the drawing room, but the boy had kept running. When the wave hit, the house dissolved into splinters and the boy was carried away as if on a wind. Okay, so the director kept calling. Okay, so the director first he couldn't get information about the family, no, so he was keep on calling to get information about his family. So afternoon he got information that his 13-year-old son, he was found clinging to the rafter of a church. Okay, so rafters of a church means in the roof some wooden beam-like structures will be built, no, that is called rafters. So in the church rafter he was holding and clinging. Okay, so he was holding and he was there. Okay, so by that only he was alive. So by the night he was able to talk to his son, and from the son only he got to know that they were in the bedroom when the earthquake started. Okay, so first it was started with earthquake, no, so that time they were in the bedroom. Then from the sea some sound came, so terrifying some strange making fearful sound came. Okay, so because of that everybody ran to the drawing room, but the boy, he didn't stop there, he was still running to go to a safer place. Okay, then after the wave hit, the house dissolved into splinters. So splinters means like sharp pieces of woods. Okay, so the house was fully shattered into woods, and the boy was carried away like as if he was going on a wind, like that he was carried. Okay, flailing his arms, he managed to take hold of something that seemed to be fixed to the ground. Through wave after wave, he managed to keep his grip. When the water receded, he saw that he was holding on to the only upright structure. Okay, so by the hold of his arm, so he was holding tightly the only fixed structure on the ground. So that was the rafter of the church, and that is the only upright structure. Rest all, it was fully vanished and it was into pieces. Okay, so after wave, it was coming and hitting also, the boy managed to hold the roof. So this is how this picture is very clear. So this is how he was holding, and he was surviving the wave. Okay, wave after wave was hitting, but still he didn't leave the rafter. And your mother and sister, the director had asked, Papa, they just disappeared. And now, for the first time, the boy began to cry. The director's heart broke because he knew his son was crying because he thought he would be scolded and blamed for what had happened. So then the director asked about the mother and sister. Okay, the boy said, Baba, they just disappeared. Okay, so father, they all disappeared in the wave. He don't know where they are. And he started to cry. Why? Because he is having a guilty feeling, because he will be scolded and blamed for what had happened. Okay, so he was having that guilty feeling and he started to cry. And the directors was very much heartbroken. Okay, so he knew that that boy cannot do anything, but he was crying out of guilty feeling. With the intervention of the local administration and the officers on the air base, he was able to get on a flight the very next day. He spent the day searching through the rubble and found many possessions, but no trace of his daughter or wife. He came back to Port Blair with his son the same evening. So he was having some influence. So with the local administration and the officers, he was able to get a flight to go to that place. Okay, the very next day. So next day only he was able to go. Okay, he spent the day searching through the rubble and found many possessions. So in that debris will be there, no? So small stones, broken pieces of wood, everything. So in that they were searching. So many of their possessions, that is their household things, can be seen, but the wife or daughter was not seen. So the same day, the same evening, the father and son, they returned back to Port Blair. When he went to Car Nicobar for the second time, I too went with him. So now the author of this lesson, okay, so that person also accompanied with the director to the Car Nicobar for the second time. Okay, first time he went to pick his son. Now along with the author of this lesson, he again went to the Car Nicobar. Okay. So with this, I'll wind up this video. I'll continue the same chapter in the next video. Thank you, children.